Isaiah 65, verse 17. We'll go through Isaiah 65. We'll start at verse 17. We'll read down like maybe like verse 21.
Okay.
For the basis of the lesson, but of course we'll get some precepts to go from with it. Yeah, we're good. All right. Hey, Shalom, Malcolm, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, as always, we want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakudash. We want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us his truth, and that's for teaching his truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes, and who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you always say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah,
Malak.
and we're going to do a quick lesson going in on the new heavens and earth is Israel reigning over creation forever. All right, because you may have these Edomites that may try to tell you, or you hear, oh yeah, the earth is going to be destroyed eventually. The earth is going to eventually be destroyed by the sun, or whatever the case may be. Because Esau likes to set it up to whereas he's the only one that can rule, and there's nobody that's going to rule after him. But the scripture says that what Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So even after Esau's end, that's going to be the true beginning of what real rulership looks like. I'd rather say, righteousness and life flourishing. See what I'm saying? So we're going to go into a lesson. It's not going to be too long, but we're going to go into a lesson on how, the scriptures talk about a new heavens and a new earth and what that entails, because really, that's the nation of Israel beginning with the elect underneath Yahweh Shai, cleaning up all this madness that the earth is under right now underneath the devil's rulership, and then ushering in a righteous society where, we're going to live to be, we're going to be immortal. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have an abundance of children. The earth is going to actually flourish in its fullness. The animals are going to flourish. We're going to have access to the different planets and galaxies. This is what the Lord has promised for us. As the scripture says, I have not seen, nor ear heard, nor has it come into the mind of the things that Yahweh Hashem Shai has planned for those that love him. You see, and these are some of the things that we're going to go into. But if you have any opening points or like a precept, you got it, bro.
Kind of some. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever."
You got it.
Yeah, pretty much like you said. Esau will try to have it depicted as, that the world will end, in this big explosion, and that there's not going to be no life on the earth, and it's just going to be utter darkness, and the cold space, just rocks just flowing everywhere, and nobody's able to be here and rule. But like you quoted, Esau is the end of the world or an age, and after this rule, man, the earth is still going to be here, and there's going to be a new rulership upon it.
Mm-hmm. That's right, and that's when real rulership. That's pretty much going to be the beginning of what real rulership looks like. Because even whenever we're going to be ruling, the heathen are going to benefit off of our rule. The Elamites, the Hamites, the Ishmaelites, the Japhites, all the different nations are going to benefit off of the rulership of the nation of Israel, as the scripture says, and I think it's Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So the different nations are going to rejoice, on top of the animals rejoicing. As a matter of fact, let me get this real quick. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse, let's see, I'm going to just get straight to the point. Let's see, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 22. All right, it says, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now." It actually, let me start at verse 20. Romans chapter 8, verse 20 says, "For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, all right, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope." You see, so the whole creation, including us, was made subject to weakness, frailty. The animals, the earth, the trees, the water, the air, everything, this earth has been made, this earth has been weakened, really under sin. You know what I'm saying? Because the earth was created for our sakes. You see, but with the earth being created for our sakes and us transgressing, the earth has gotten extremely weak because the rightful rulers of the earth are not ruling. You have Esau ruling right now, which is really making the earth in a completely corrupted state, man. The scripture says that the earth languisheth I think in Isaiah the 24th chapter. You know, verse 21 it says, but the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. You see, so the creation itself is going to be delivered from corruption, man. But it has to wait until the elect, you know, when Yahweh Shah returns and the elect are changed. You know, when Yahweh Shah said that that pretty much the last enemy that the last enemy that reigns or that's ruling is death itself. You know, so when Yahweh Shah returns, death is going to be completely disannulled, man. Now you're still going to have the different heathen nations that are going to still die. You know, they're going to grow old and die because they're not going to have the laws, statutes, and commandments written in their inward parts. But for Israel's sake, that's going to be something that's going to be of the past, man. Okay? Verse 22 is going to be the last point. It says, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. See that the whole creation pretty much is suffering. Right. Everything is suffering because ultimately, once again, the rightful heirs and the rightful ownership of the earth is not under the right ownership right now. But the Lord set it up that way. He put the wicked to rule over the planet Earth because of our transgressions. You see? But the Lord is getting ready to do a complete 180. Whereas those who are ruling the earth right now are going to be subject. They're going to be in subjection. You see, and then He's going to have us ruling the earth, man. Yeah, and man, when we get control of the earth and the resources, you know, how things move and how trade is governed and things of that nature, man, watch how the earth is going to flourish, man. You're not going to see no 7-Eleven on the corner in our kingdom. You know, a Walmart, McDonald's, concrete, you know what I'm saying, factories of fucking pollution going into the air, you know, animals being moved out their place. That's not going to exist in our kingdom, man.
Plastic in the seas and shit.
Yeah, plastic in the water. You know, we was going to a camp on Friday. All the plastic, all these forever chemicals that we been ingesting on a daily basis, man. Like, all that shit's gonna be gone, man. So the heathen are gonna benefit off of our religion. They're gonna be like, man, yes. You know what I'm saying? But you have something else, or no?
No, I can get that, Isaiah.
Oh yeah, let's start verse Isaiah 65. Let's start verse 17.
Okay. God, this is Isaiah 65 and 17. It says, in the title of this paragraph is New Heavens and New Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It says, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind.
Right. So that doesn't mean that the earth is eventually gonna blow up like a Death Star, like in Star Wars. You know, the earth is gonna explode, and all of a sudden the Lord gonna, you know, form a whole new earth and heavens like Genesis 1:1. You know, where Yahweh Shai, you know, the earth was without form and void. No. Okay, that new heavens and a new earth is talking about a change in rulership, man. Now, if the Lord wanted to do that, He could, right. But that's not the way the story is going to go. You see? So when it says, behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. So this former way that we know now, going to work, you know, waking up from an alarm clock, getting in your car, sitting in traffic, going to work, paying taxes, having to buy your own food, you know what I'm saying, and you don't know where your food is coming from. You know what I'm saying? The having the whole idea of a family. You know, all that stuff's gonna be dead and gone, man. It's gonna be something that's gonna be of the past, man. Like the scripture says in Psalm 126, you know, it's like I've woken up from a dream. You know, this whole system that we're living in is really a dream. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what we're really gonna experience. You know? Yeah.
I had something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 2 Peter 3 and 6. It says, and I know we probably jumped to this too, but I just want to get this.
No, go ahead. It's one of the precepts, but it's beautiful. Go ahead.
It says, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished, and just thinking on your point, that there is already a world that passed, and we see that the world still exists, you know, through the flood, right? We're still able to abide in the earth, so, and that time was with water, but this time it's going to be with fire, and we're going to see a new heavens and a new earth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I can go back to that Isaiah 65.
I'll get a quick precept real quick. This is Isaiah 51, verse. Isaiah 51, verse. Let's see. I'll start at verse 15. I can read it. All right, Con. Yeah, just read verse 15 and 16.
Okay. It's Isaiah 51 and 15. It says, "But I am the Lord Yahweh, thy power, that divided the sea, whose waves roar. The Lord of hosts is his name."
Yep, Yahweh of hosts is his name, right? Going into the time whenever, he delivered us. He delivered us out of Egypt. He split the Red Sea for us. Go ahead.
It says, "And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of mine hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundations of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people."
Right. So the planting of the heavens and laying the foundations of the earth, a new heavens and a new earth, resembles what? It's all revolved around Zion. It all revolves around Israel being reunited with Yahweh Bashim Shai. So these Christians talking about, "Oh, behold, I make a new heavens and a new earth," and you see these little pictures of little Edomites and what I'm saying, everything, no, like this, what the new heavens and new earth means is a rulership underneath the Israelites, man. Okay, not everybody ruling being joint heirs together with Yahweh Shai, and you have all the different heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Yeah.
it's not written in the scriptures, man. Okay. Let's go from there. I'll read this one. This is Isaiah 66, verse I think it's 22. Right. Isaiah 66, verse 22. It says, "For as the new heavens and the new earth," let me read it again. It says, "For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain." And who is this talking about? Well, let's jump down to verse 20 real quick. It says, "And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto Yahweh out of all nations upon horses, and the chariots, and the litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Lord." You see, so that's the seed, and that's the seed it was talking about, whose name is going to remain forever. It's talking about the Israelites, man. So reading verse 22 again, it says, "For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain." You see that? We're going to have an everlasting name. That's when we're really going to have that fame on another level. It's going to begin here on this side. The scripture says that he's going to give us fame in a land where we will put to shame, but it's going to ultimately be truly fulfilled whenever we have that glory in the kingdom. All right? You have something?
No.
All right, I'm going to get another one real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 12. All right, verse, let's see. Hebrews chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 25. It says, "See that ye refuse not him that speaketh. For if they escape not who refused him that spake on earth, much more shall not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven." And that's talking about if you reject the message that's being spoken by Yahweh Bashim Shai via his prophets, man. Okay? Verse 26, it says, "Whose voice then shook the earth, but now he hath promised, saying, yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also the heaven." And that's going into what? The destruction of this society. When the heavens are, when the heavens are rolled together as a scroll, when the elements shall melt it with fervent heat. It says pretty much us knowing these things, understanding what manner of person we ought to be in our holy conversation and godliness. Those of us that know these things, it says that we look for a new heaven and a new earth, right? Verse 27, it says, "And this word, yet once more, signifieth the removing of those things that are shaken," right? The removing of this kingdom, "as of things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain." And that's going ultimately into what? The kingdom of heaven being established. That's going to remain forever, like it says in Daniel, the 7th chapter. You see, the scriptures talk about how, the kingdom's not going to be left to another people. It's going to last forever and ever. You see, that all revolves around Israel, though.
Yep. Yeah, I had some real quick. See, it says this is Second Ezra 4:29,
Mhm.
and the GNT it says the evil must be harvested, and this world where it was planted must be removed
Mhm.
before the new age where the good is to be planted can appear.
Mm.
At the beginning of time, one grain of evil seed was sown in the heart of Adam. See how much wickedness it had already produced. Think of how much more it will produce before it is cut down and threshed out at judgment day.
Yep. Yep. And this is going into the time that we're coming into right now. I think when you read it in the KJV, it says, you know, how great, how great a field it shall fill, how great a field it shall full, or something along those lines. When the ears of corn are cut down, you know, going into the time whenever like the evil seed was sown in Adam, that was back, you know, that was back thousands of years ago.
How great a floor shall they feel?
That's what it is. How great a floor shall they feel? You know, so it's saying like now, if that evil seed was sown in Adam back then, and we in a time right now, how much more wicked and evil is it going to be, and how much more, and how much death is the Lord going to bring forth? You know, the scriptures talk about how, you know, the earth brings forth much mold where clay is made out of, but it's a very few, a fine dust of gold. You know what I'm saying? Which that's talking about the elect. You know, but through that small little dust of gold, the kingdom of heaven is going to be established, man. You know, whenever Yahweh Shah returns and give us those new bodies, Lord willing, we have that number.
Yeah.
All right. So we can go back to Isaiah 65 and read verse 17 again.
Yep. And that shows you too that we correlate with the earth. You know, as our bodies is gonna be changed, and the earth is gonna be changed too. And the Lord has said about the constellations and things that He made. You know, the planetary bodies. You know that the nation of Israel wouldn't be destroyed. You know, and if you could try to destroy pretty much Jeremiah 31st chapter where He say, you know, as long as the stars and the sun and the moon is here, as long as Israel gonna be here, those are things that's gonna stay, man.
Yep.
You know, that remnant is gonna be preserved, and a nation will be renewed through that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scripture. What's the scripture?
I think it's I will enlarge thy tents.
Oh, okay, I can find that real quick.
I think it's Isaiah 50. Like
I
one,
thought it was 54.
it might be 54. It might be 54.
Yep, I found it.
I got you.
Okay.
Isaiah 54 verse 2. It says, enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations, letting you know that the earth is going to be pretty much expanded. You know, the earth that we live in right now is very, very vast. It's very big.
Right.
You know, there's particular spots that Esau has not really fully you know, like went into.
Mm-hmm.
Even like the Amazon rainforest. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only a certain he only went so far into it.
Yeah.
You know, he never searched out the whole the whole depth of the earth.
Antarctica. So he is explored Antarctica all the way.
Yeah, there's particular places on the planet Earth where we're gonna have access to the whole Earth.
Yeah.
You see, so once we get the whole Earth in order and we have access to the particular elements, you know what I'm saying? Like we're looking at the TV right now, like South Africa, all these various different places, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna have full access over it. And then from that point forward, that's when we're gonna expand. But it's like, man, we're gonna get Earth in order first. You know? So it says, enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left. Pretty much it's gonna be an expansion.
Yeah.
It says, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. So during our expansion period, what are we gonna inherit? We're gonna inherit the other nations, man. As Yahweh Shah was promised. You know, ask of me and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance and the utmost parts of the earth for thy possessions. We're gonna have that access as well too. That's what the new heavens and the new earth is talking about, man. You know, actually getting full access to the earth itself. You know?
Yeah.
You got it, brother.
When it just parallels with, you know, there's already been evidence of this happening on the planet as well. You know, Esau has had his rule, right? And he's had his rule through the expansion of manifest destiny, right? Which I have the definition up here. It says manifest destiny was the belief popular in the 19th century that the United States was divinely ordained to expand its dominion and spread its democracy and capitalism across the entire North American continent, right? And just like Esau enlarged his tents, right? He had his chance to enlarge his tents for his blessing, you know. He's had his chance to put forth his seed. You know, he's got the pick of the woman. You see fine ass Moabite with a fucking low level Edomite. You know, it's like what the fuck? Cause this nigga's he's the ideal power, you know, power holder, man. You know, so that's what's going on. But we gonna have that choice as well. But it's gonna be on a way higher level than this nigga, cause all the earth is gonna be in order.
Yep. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I can go back to that Isaiah 65.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you got it.
This is I'm gonna read verse 17 again, Isaiah 65 and 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind.
Mm-hmm.
But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create.
Mm-hmm.
For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing and her people a joy.
So it's going further. Once again, it's letting you know what the new heavens and the new earth means. The new heaven and the new earth is creating Jerusalem as a rejoicing and the people, Israelites, as a joy. Because we're going to dwell in the land of Israel. That's going to be our land. You see what I'm saying? Even our land is going to be pretty much built back up. You know, after those JOOs get blown the hell up out of there, you know, the land of Israel is going to be the headquarters of the planet Earth, and they're going to have to be washed out. And then what's going to happen is that the land of Israel, our land is going to be built back up, man. Streets paved with gold. Man, hey, Jerusalem is going to be, bro. Like it's going to be on a whole other level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like our city is going to be, man, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. That won't even, bro. It's gonna be the representation of immortality because we only gonna be in there.
Yeah.
These other nations not gonna be in there.
Matter of fact, what's that? Revelation.
I think it's Revelation 21, possibly. I think it is. Where it talks about how. Let's see.
Verse 19 or really 18.
What chapter is it?
20. It's 21. The building of the world.
Yeah, because it says pretty much.
Here it is. Let me read this real quick. Let's go here. This is Revelation chapter 21. You know what? Let me start at verse 1 and 2, and I'm gonna jump down. This is Revelation 21, verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven, and a new earth." You see that? Line right up with Isaiah 65, verse 17. It says, "For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away," letting you know that Esau's rulership is going to be done, right? "And there was no more sea," letting you know that the people, all right, that once inhabited this earth as we know it is going to be completely gone. That way of that mode of thinking of immorality, you know what I'm saying? The whole mode of not worshiping Yahweh Shai, that's going to be wiped away. Especially when these chariots come on the scene, and you know what I'm saying, the elect get beamed up, and then as verse 2 reads, "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from power out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband," letting us know that look, it's the elect coming out of the chariots. You see, we're gonna come out the chariots. You know, we're gonna go around the world. We're gonna get those crusty ass Edomites, those elites that are gonna be in the bunkers. We're gonna get their ass up out of there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get, because you know not everybody's gonna be dead on the planet Earth. You're gonna have people in various different lands that are gonna still be, you know, alive. You're gonna have people that's gonna be in various different lands that are gonna be, you know, bunkers and things of that nature in different countries. So they gonna have to be, you know, they gonna have to be submitted. They're gonna have to submit,
Right?
You know. I'm gonna jump from there. Let me actually keep reading. Verse 3, it says, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua himself shall be with them, and be their power." And that's only spoken to Israel, by the way.
Right.
You see, so letting you know the tabernacle, or the third temple, if you will, is actually going to be amongst men.
Right.
That's why when you look at the dimensions of the temple written about in Revelation was 144 cubits. You see what I'm saying? Letting you know that it's talking about the 144,000, right? Verse 4, it says, "And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
Mm.
You see, so we don't gotta worry about, dying from a sickness or whatever the case may be, getting shot down in the streets, eating all kinds of food that's killing you on a daily basis. All that's gonna be done away with. But once again, this is only speaking to Israelites, man.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have no Moabite that's gonna live forever. As you have these niggas from the ministers of the new covenant trying to sit here and try to equate the new covenant to the heathen. When you say that all the heathen can be incorporated into it, they can be incorporated into immortality. The answer is no. You see, this is only a promise that was given to the Israelites underneath Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man.
Right.
Okay. Now, from here, I'm gonna jump over to verse 22. It says, "And I saw no temple therein." Like, that we are going to be the temple. "For the Lord power almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it. For the glory of the Most High did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof." You see? Now, does that mean that the sun and the moon is actually going to be destroyed? You know what I'm saying? Like here it is. No, man. Okay, the sun and the moon is still going to be there. Those, they're going to have ordinances forever. The sun and the moon represents pretty much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And plus the glory of the celestial bodies are a glory within amongst themselves, but the glory of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai supersedes that.
Right.
You see, because they're the ones that made the celestial body. They're the ones that made the sun, the moon, and the stars. See what I'm saying? Verse 24, it says, "And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it." And those nations are not talking about the actual heathen, right? It's talking about Israelites here,
Right.
all right? It says, "And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it." Talking about what? Going into Isaiah the 60th chapter. How we're going to inherit the forces of the Gentiles, right? "And the gates of it shall not be shut at all. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by the day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life." You see that? So my whole thing is that if the kingdom of heaven is established for everybody, and everybody's gonna be saved and make it, why would it have gates?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why would there be gates?
Uh,
A gate is used to what? Give you access to enter in or no access at all.
right.
So that lets you know that not everybody's gonna have that access into the city.
It's restriction.
It's gonna be restrictions to it. You see what I'm saying?
It's just like how Esau got his gated community.
Yeah. You gotta have special access to get up in them holes. And if you don't got them access, cops come and hem your ass up. Nope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them rich ass neighborhoods, like they got them gates. Like,
you know you in a nice spot. You better act right.
yeah, you gotta pull up. There's somebody at the little gate, look at the little thing. They gotta open the gate for you. Who you here for?
Yeah.
Look down the thing. What's your name? Look at that. What time am I supposed to be here? Okay, cool. And then they call the person. Oh yeah, they're good to go. Okay, then they open the gates and you can go up in there.
Yeah.
You see, but the only reason as to why you're gonna have access up in there at times is to deliver good services and taxes over to us, man. Riches. We're gonna have hey man. We gonna our city, man. Gates it's gonna continually be traffic.
Right.
As we seen that little traffic on the TV, it's gonna continually be traffic coming in and out of our city.
That in Ezekiel second, that continual employment. Y'all, it's gonna be more work. There ain't gonna be no recession in the kingdom of heaven, man.
Hell,
Never. It's gonna be continual growth. Exponential growth.
Yep.
Esau, you ain't qualified, nigga. You ain't gonna be able to get into the gate.
Your ass gonna be out. That's what I said. Anything that worketh abomination and wickedness, they gonna be outside the gate. Esau, you ain't finna be walking up in there. You ain't finna be up in our city. Only reason as to why you will be in our city is to build it up.
Right.
And then once your shift is over, whenever we decide and deem that your shift is over, we gonna throw your ass back into the caves and the pits where you belong, man.
Yep.
But did you have a precept? If not, we can go back to Isaiah 65.
Yeah, I get that. All right. This Isaiah 65:19 says, And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying.
And that's what we just read in Revelation 21. How the voice of weeping and the voice of crying is no longer going to be heard in our gates, man. It's going to be continual joy forever. You know, part. You know, that's when we're going to be able to party. That's when we're going to be able to have an Israelite party, and we're not going to have no fucking red cups in the kingdom of heaven. We ain't going to have no red plastic cup in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have actual, you know what I'm saying, golden cups, crowns. You know, like, that's when we actually going to be able to enjoy one another. You know, we're not going to have enmity amongst our people. All that's going to be done away with, you know? Because ultimately, you know, like right now, we have different Israelite groups, and there only is one truth, and we believe that one truth, you know, is us here at Great Millstone, beginning with our apostles on down. You know, but in the kingdom, you know, the IUIC, ISUPK, all these different variations that we have with one another, all that shit's gonna be done away with. You know, all that's gonna be gone, man. You know, let's go from here. Let's get Isaiah 62. I actually read it real quick. Isaiah 62, verse I think it's Isaiah 62. Yeah, Isaiah 62, verse let's see, verse 2. It says, "And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory." It says, "And thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of Yahweh shall name. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of Yahweh, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power." You see, we're gonna be beautified, man, perfected. A royal diadem, all kinds of stones and jewels. Just imagine what a royal diadem looks like if you hold it. It's glorious to look upon. So like that's how we're gonna be looking in the eyes of the heathen, right? Verse 4 says, "Thou shalt."
If I could say too,
Yeah,
that's a form of letting it be known who the children of God are too. You know,
Exactly.
the Israelite. You know, he is a prince of the power, right? That diadem it represents. You know, because Jacob say like, you know, or I'll say not Jake, but well, you do have Jake that'll say and agree with these Edomites and these apologists that call us black Hebrew Israelites, and they don't even know what none of those words mean. You know,
Right.
they don't know none of those words mean. Well, that's what that word means. When that crown is going to be put upon our head, it's going to represent, you know, it's going to actually be the fullness of that, you know.
Yep. It represents wisdom, knowledge, understanding, righteousness. You know, pretty much rulership.
Right.
You know. Verse 4. I want you to get a few words here in verse 4, Isaiah 62.
Okay.
It says, "Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken." All right, now let's get that word forsaken real quick there. Isaiah 62, verse 4.
Okay. It's that word forsaken. It says it's G or H 58 00 5800. It's Izab, right? Izab. To leave, to loose, forsake, to depart from, leave behind, let alone, to leave abandoned.
To leave abandoned, forsake, let alone, leave behind. And that's talking about the nation of Israel, man. You know, as a matter of fact, just hold that real quick. This is Isaiah 54. Just came to my mind. Isaiah 54, verse 6. It says, "For Yahweh hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy power." You see? So we were, you know, we were to a point to whereas, you know, the Lord cast us off. He cast us off as his woman. You know, we're the woman of the Lord. So what happened? The Lord divorced us. You see, we were forsaken at one point, but now we're being called back via this knowledge first and foremost. But it's going to really show forth in the kingdom, right? Was there any more to that word there? If not, I can continue.
Nah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so it says, "Thou shalt," Isaiah 62, verse 4, "Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate." Can you get that word desolate real quick?
Okay. Let's see. Yep, that word desolate. Yep, that word desolate, H8077. It's Shamama, Yeah, Shemama. Devastation, waste, desolation.
Devastation, waste, or desolation. Now we just read that the waste places will be built back up. You know, and even when you look at our people right now, you know, our people are in a wasted state. They're in a state of devastation mentally. You know, looking at our men, looking at our women. You know, the family structure. You know, the things that they deem to be righteous and the things that they deem to be right. You know, it's a state of desolation, man. You know, our people are devastated, but it's really ultimately through sin. So whenever we get the new bodies, and we're no longer going to sin because the laws, statutes, and commandments are going to be written in our inward parts, we're no longer going to have that desolated, devastated mindset, man. You know. Continuing on, verse 4, it says, "But thou shalt be called Hephzibah, in thy land Beulah," right? In Hephzibah, and I want to say that word means delight. My delight is in her.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
You know, Hephzibah is my delight is in her, and in thy land Beulah is Baal, which means married. You see, because we're going to be joined back together. We're being joined back to Yahweh through Yahweh Shai via this knowledge right now. But whenever the wedding happens, you know, whenever Yahweh Shai returns, that's going to be the consummation period, man.
Right.
You see, whenever Lord willing, we beamed up into the chariots, you know, then the land is rebuilt back up. That's going to be the Lord saying, "Look, I'm married unto you. I called you as a, you know, I've likened the daughter of Jerusalem like a comely and delicate woman." You know, us being married again to Yahweh Shai, right?
Yeah, this unction that we have is that dowry, you know. So when we come into them chambers, that's gonna be the fullness of the marriage, you know, and that's how it was made in the ancient world too. When a man and a woman got into the chambers, it wasn't really much talking going on. It was the consummation of that marriage.
Yep. That was the joining of households, pretty much, for lack of better words, you know. Verse 4, it says, "For Yahweh delighteth in thee, in thy land shall be married." There it is right there. So it lets you know what Hephzibah and Beulah means at the very end of the verse there. "For Yahweh delighteth in thee, in thy land shall be married. For as a young man marrieth a virgin," because at the end of the day, that's the kind of woman we should be marrying, is a virgin, right? "For as a young man marrieth a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee." And this is actually figurative speaking of the land, right? It says, "And as the bridegroom rejoiceth over the bride, so shall thy power rejoice over thee." You see that? So even through, you know, even through all the hell, trials and tribulations that our people go through, you know, our people being disobedient, Yahweh Shema Shai is still going to have mercy upon us at the end of the day when it's all said and done. Now, don't get me wrong, 2/3 of our people here in America are going to be destroyed. The rebels throughout the four corners of the earth are going to be purged out. You see, but once that's all done, they're still going to come back and be righteous, which is going to ultimately fulfill the promise that he made unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, we can jump back to Isaiah 65.
Okay.
Unless you had something.
All right. This is Isaiah 65 and 19 again. It says, "And I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days."
Now, does this mean that there's going to be? Does this mean that there's going to be our people dying? The answer is no. This is figuratively speaking. As a matter of fact, can you read this in the NLT? I just want to see what it says in NLT.
This is this is Isaiah 65 and 20 in the NLT. It says, "No longer will babies die when only a few days old. No longer will adults die before they have lived a full life."
Right, and what's a full life in this flesh? You know, the scripture says that you know, pretty much the lifespan of a man, for lack of better words, is like what's that, 40 years old, and then with strength, 40 and 10. I think it's in Psalms. If you type in 40 as one word, it should pull up. It's like in Psalm 94 4 or Psalm 90, one of those two.
I know it's
Psalms, for sure.
Yeah, Psalms 90 and 10.
That's what it
The
is.
days, yes, I can read it. It says, the days of our years are 60 years and 10.
60 years, so 60 is 60, and then 10 is 70. All right,
And if by reason of strength they be 80 years.
which is 80. So you know, if you by strength, you know, 80 years old is like that's a full life.
Yeah.
But back then, you know, you had Methuselah, 969 years old. He was almost living into 1,000 years, 800 something years old.
Right.
So it just goes to show you the lifespan of us. Like it's diminished drastically. You know, remember that after that, you know, he said before the flood, he was like, you know, the Lord said, you know, my spirit can no longer strive with men. So you know, he dropped it down to 120. You know. But it wasn't like it was 969 years and all of a sudden the next son rule was that came on the scene and it was 120. No, it drastically got lower over time. You see, but we're gonna have it to whereas now it's gonna be pushed back to the point to whereas there's not gonna be no number to our life. You know, that's gonna be something of the past. That's the former things. You know what I'm saying? That we no longer have to deal with that. You know. Yeah, so
Yeah, I had some real quick. This is just banking on your point, brother. This is 2nd Ezra 14 and 17. It says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
mm-hmm.
And it's funny how even in you know, sin is rampant in the earth, and you even have people dying younger than expected. Now
Yeah,
Jake dying at like 30, like 40, you know.
yeah,
That's like
20s.
oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jake barely can make it, man. The food is getting more defined every day.
Yep. So we're not gonna have to experience any of that, man. That's what the new heavens and the new earth consist of. But once again, not everybody on the planet Earth is gonna be able to have that benefit. This is gonna be a benefit strictly for the Israelites. You know. You can continue verse 20 again. You can read it in NLT again.
God. This is Isaiah 65 and 20. It says, no longer will babies die when only a few days old.
Mm-hmm.
No longer will adults die before they have lived a full life.
Go ahead.
No longer will people be considered old at 100.
No longer will people be considered old at 100. You see, 100-year-old man or woman today, they getting ready to drop dead any day.
Yeah.
But when you in your 100, you're not even in your when you was so-called 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? That I'm saying so-called for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be you're not even gonna be in your prime. Like you know what I'm saying? That's just gonna be something like it says you're not gonna be considered old when you're 100, right? Go ahead.
Man. Yep. It says only the cursed will die that young.
Only the cursed will die that young. And who's gonna be the cursed? It said 100 years old gonna be young.
Yeah.
It says only the cursed are gonna die that young. Now, who are the cursed? The cursed are gonna be those who the curses are gonna be upon now, as we're entering into the transition of power. Hey, Deuteronomy 30, right? Deuteronomy chapter 30. All right, verse I think verse 7.
And the curse is passed on to them.
Yeah, yep, I got it right here. This is Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. It says, in Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. You see that? So the cursed ones are going to be the heathen nations, beginning with the Edomites, man. Letting you know that new heavens and new earth and the infants not dying of a untimely death, you know what I'm saying, and people dying 100 years old, they're not going to be able to experience that. That's only going to be for Jerusalem, but they're still going to experience that because they're going to be under the curses at that time.
Yeah.
We just read it here in Deuteronomy 30. Now they are going to live, the heathen are going to live, all right, a better life with the Israelite, with us ruling. You know, they are going to have a better life. They're going to experience the clean air. They're going to experience the clean water, the right foods to eat according to the law. They're going to experience a righteous rulership, which is going to cause them to live longer. You see what I'm saying? But they're not going to have the law, statutes, and commandments written in their inward parts. So they're still going to die. We're going to have that blessing of not experiencing death no more. That's going to be something that we're going to have, man.
Right.
Okay? You can go back to Isaiah 65 unless you add something.
Okay. This is Isaiah 65. When we keep going in the NLT.
Yeah, you can read verse 21 in NLT. It's cool.
Okay. Verse 21, it says, "In those days people will live in the houses they build and eat the fruit of their own vineyards.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the past, invaders will not take their houses and confiscate their vineyards. For my people will live as long as trees."
And my people will live as long as trees. And hey, man, trees, they be living a long time, hundreds of years. Hundreds of years, man. So my people will live as long as trees, man. And our people are likened unto trees too.
Mhm.
You know? Go ahead.
Okay. It says, "And my chosen ones will have time to enjoy their hard-won gains."
Man, they're gonna have time to enjoy their what?
Their hard-won gains.
Their hard-won gains. We're gonna have time on our hands. Like right now, you don't got time to do shit, man. We don't even know what time really is in a society. You know, we're regulated to 24 hours in a day, regulated to, 60-minute hours, 60-second minutes, which that really goes back to Babylon. You see what I'm saying? But and you think in the kingdom of heaven, you gonna have, well, I'm gonna do this at this time, and by this time, I gotta do this, and you think you're gonna be regulated by time in the kingdom? And when I say regulated by time, what I mean is that, time is, Esau uses time as a weapon in this society.
Right.
Esau uses alarms, and you gotta be here at this particular time, which is a weapon which really stresses you out. But in the kingdom of heaven, you're not gonna have to worry about time.
Mhm.
You gonna be there when you be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be there when you be there when you be there. You're gonna be done when you get done. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be at the right place at the right time every single time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be at the right place at the right time every single time. You see what I'm saying? And that's gonna be beautiful, man. Okay?
If I could
Yeah.
say too, deadlines, they really kill creativity too.
Yeah, that's
Esau is about, making everything, that's why these artists, they drop all these songs that sound the fucking same, because they got a deadline. They got to, touch these deadlines, and this really kills creative work, man. So, and, a God is essentially what, man? A creator, right? So we live in this flesh, in this world, and we really don't have time to create. That's why part of the time we do be stressed out, because it's like we just be consuming, man. We don't really have time to do nothing else but just try to make it.
Yep, trying to pretty much, you pretty much are trying to, not trying, but you are, or let's say, you're benefiting, or you're benefiting the help of somebody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like somebody else has an idea, and you're just help furthering their idea,
Mm-hmm.
versus you not being able to control or manifest an idea of your own. You know what I'm saying? Even somebody that has their own business, you know what I'm saying, or has their own quote unquote invention. Ultimately, you're not gonna be able to fully reap off the benefits of it on this side, I'd rather say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom, your mind is gonna be so advanced, whereas you're gonna be constantly creating new things all the time, man. And that's New York, project buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got to preach that real quick. Ezekiel 28, verse 25 and 26. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh." It says, "When I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. And they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgments upon all those that despise them round about them." Letting you know it's going to be a judgment on those who have had us in captivity.
Yeah.
All right? It says, "And they shall know that I am Yahweh their power." You see that? We're going to dwell safely, man. We actually going to have houses where we build, where we're actually going to live in them. You see? during slavery, you know, we was building up houses, we you know, planting vineyards that we couldn't reap the benefits off of.
Yeah.
You know, but that's gonna be something of the past, man. You're actually gonna be able to do it. You know, you're actually gonna be able to enjoy the fruits of your labors, man. You know.
Yeah, that's them curses being lifted. You know, that's one of the curses is we would you know, pretty much sow much and bring in little, you know,
Yeah.
and we have to give everything up. You gotta give everything up in the society, man. You give up you know, do something for your job, they paying you like 1/16 of what they're charging out somebody.
Yep.
You know, so it's like, what the fuck am I even working for, man? They give you just enough to keep coming back.
That's right. You know, because you gotta, you know, because at the end of the day, you got bills you gotta pay.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you got electricity on, and those of us that you know, those of us behind the camera, as you see, you know, we rely upon Yahweh Shema Shai with all that because we understand and know that the Lord controls all things. You know, so we keep the kingdom of heaven first. You know, and we understand and know that all things are going to be established. But you know, we still go to work. You know what I'm saying? We still got a job because you know the scriptures say what? You don't work, you don't eat.
Right.
You know, but that's pretty much what you're working for. You're pretty much working just to maintain. You know, we're not gonna have to experience that in the kingdom.
Right.
We're not gonna have to work to maintain to make sure that you know we have lights on, we have food. That's gonna be something that's gonna be something that's gonna be far beyond. Like that's gonna be of the past, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gonna wake up in the morning time and just what's something new I'm gonna do today? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go explore this galaxy. I'm gonna create a planet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I'm dead serious. Like, you know, I'm gonna create a planet. Matter of fact, today, you know what? I'm gonna go create a planet, and with this planet, I'm gonna you gonna make sure you can have the grass a certain color, the water a certain color. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, you have your sons or whatever the case may be. You put them on that planet with with some other heathen. You know, brothers bring their kids over there, and then now you have a planet where like you have your sons ruling over the heathen over there. Then you that created the planet are the overseer of the planet. You just watching how shit going. You know what I'm saying? Then you could be fucking around with the heathen. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you try to see a Moabite eat a snake or a rat. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden you pull up, the whole planet starts shaking. You know what I'm saying? Everything just starts shaking. You know, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, you know, oh man, Malak's on the way. You gotta make sure we get right. You know, we gotta make sure that we get, you know, the heathen's trying to, you know, getting all their gifts together, trying to make sure that they get the peace. Bro, I'm telling you, man, like that's how it's. Hey, scriptures talk about, man, you gonna have your heart's desire.
Man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I be thinking about that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But
right. True power, man. True power, true reign. And the Lord said that you know, He gonna give His Son all you know, dominion and you know, authority, and He gonna share that with those that stood stiffly.
that's right.
You know?
That's right. Well, did you have anything else?
No, that's great.
Hey, so with that, we pray this was the edifying lesson to the elect of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Once again, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh. We want to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone that taught us this truth, and that's still teaching this truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, Lord willing, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom to those who are on the comment board as well, too. Shalom.